Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Robinson again, and we are going to continue our studies. This time we are going to do a little bit more on the computer-based testing for the New York State Education Department. This time I want to provide you with 3 tips. So tip number 1, draw a picture. You've heard the old saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, in helping you solve problems like this one here, a recipe that requires 1/3 of milk, 1/3 cup of milk for 1/4 cup of water. How many cups of water are needed for each cup of milk? Well, I'm going to draw a picture of a small cup. So let's get a small cup, and excuse my drawing because I am not an artist. So here's my cup, and this is my milk, and it has 1/3 in it, so it'd be filled up to right about there. So to fill it up, I would need to fill it up to the top. So I'd have to fill it up a 1/3, and another 1/3. And let me just change colors so we can see that other 1/3 up there. So another 1/3. So that would be filled to the top. So we had 1/3, 1/3, and another 1/3 at the top. So we use 3/3. That would be a full cup of milk. So that would equal to 1 cup of milk. And this is a valid way of solving a problem because you do get partial credit. Now, let me draw another cup, this time of water. And a little handle on it. This one's divided into fourths. So I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces, and there's my fourths. So every time I fill up my cup of milk with 1/3 of milk, I will end up adding another layer of water. So let me add this layer right here to represent another layer of water, or another 1/4 of water. So that'd be, I got 1/4 that I started with, I'll put that on the bottom, and a 1/4 that I added. So far I got 2/3 of milk and 2/4 of water. Well, I got one more layer to add over here for the milk, 1/3 cup of milk. That'll fill it up to the top, and this will be this thin black layer right here. That'll give me another 1/4 of water. So another 1/4. So the cup of milk is already filled up. 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3, and that'll equal to 3/3, which is 1 cup. And here I have 1/4 of water plus 1/4 plus another 1/4. That'll give me 3/4 of water. So my answer choice is going to definitely be choice B, 3/4, because that's how many cups of water that I needed for each 1 cup of milk. So drawing pictures will help you out. So draw your pictures. Okay? All right, here's my second tip. Use your tools. You're going to have a calculator for day 2 of the test, and day 3, the extended response questions, and you're going to have rulers and protractors. You may need them, but use your tools. What do you mean, Dr. Rob? Well, let's see. Here's a statement. Graham's monthly bank statement showed the following deposits. That means money that was put in, and withdrawals. So I notice it's a negative $25.20. It's $52.75, a negative 22.04, a negative 850, and 94.11. So I see they have positive and negative numbers, and he had a balance in the account was $47.86 at the beginning of the month. So they want to know what's the account balance at the end of the month. Show your work. So we have to show our work in here. Now I usually would type all this stuff in here, but since you do have the use of scrap paper, let me just mention I'm going to use my calculator. So I'm going to take all these positives and negative numbers and type them in my calculator, because if you're not good with adding these balances, so I recommend use your tools. So plus negative 22.04 plus negative 850 plus 94.11, and I'm even going to add on the balance that he had at the beginning, so I'm going to add another $47.86. So I'm going to use my calculator to do all this, so that way I don't have to knock myself out. So you have tools. I know you could add them up if you wanted to in your head, but why bother? So use the calculator to help you out. Plus, they got negative numbers, and you have to be careful with negative numbers because you just can't add them together as you would like. So let's just type this in. Negative 520 plus parenthesis 52.75 close parenthesis, and I'm putting parenthesis around. If you like, since they're positive numbers, you don't have to have parentheses around, but when you have a positive next to a negative, you have to have a parenthesis to make sure the sign doesn't look funny, and we don't like those double signs anyway. So plus, now I'm going to put a parenthesis. Here's my negative 850 and I'm almost done, plus 94.11, and check and make sure you typed in everything right, because I noticed Dr. Rob left out a plus sign there, so go back. So I'm going to insert a plus sign. There we go. Now let's go back to the end, 94.11. And now plus the initial balance, 47.86. Press enter, and I'll get $183.06 will be the balance. Now I hope I typed in everything right, so you can check that out on your own. I just wanted to show you the work. I was using my calculator to do it, and I hopefully got it right, so check me if I got it right. So use your tools. You got calculators, you got rulers and all that stuff, use them. So there's my calculator. I'll use it when I need to. All right, let's go to the next tip. Tip number 3. Here's a very good tip. Use decimals instead of fractions. So decimals instead of fractions, okay? Now we have a big problem here, so let me just get a little bit of help from number 2 before I go. Now, let's clear this. Clear. Okay. Suppose I had a fraction, like my favorite fraction is 1/2. Now I know you have the ABC button, but I'm going to teach you a trick about ABC button. So second clear. If I can clear this stuff, I don't know why I'm not clearing. So let's hold on 1 second. Let me find out why it's not. Okay, sorry about that. Now, I want to type my favorite fraction in, 1/2. Now, I don't have an ABC button. I know you could use that if you want to, but I'm going to show you a nice trick. Instead of using the ABC button for your fraction bar, you could also use the division sign. So that is the division sign. Now, I know sometimes it looks like the old-fashioned slash, but that's also another way you could write the fraction bar, because the fraction bar means division. So your numerator divided by your denominator, and that'd be 0.05 or 50 cents. Half a dollar is 50 cents. So use that for changing fractions to decimals. Like if I had 3/4, which is 3/4. 3 is my numerator, divided by my denominator, 4, and then press enter. That gives me 0.75. Let's do one more, like 2/5. 2 is my numerator, divide is my fraction bar, and 5 is my denominator. Press enter. 0.4, 40 cents. So to change a fraction to a decimal, all you do is type the first number divided by for the fraction bar and the denominator. You can also even put that in to your answer. So if you wanted to put an answer into your assessment for this computer-based assessment, it'll also accept that, because I know they have the button right here for fractions, but you can also use the uh, division button right here for fraction bar. So think about it. So here's a good question. 40 and a half, and we already changed a half to a good fraction. One of my favorites. A half is 0.5, 0.5, so 40, 0.5, and that's what the tree measured. And over the next 7.5 years, and we have 7.5 years, we're going to change that to 7.5. So they use nice fractions for us. It grew to a height of 57 feet. During the 7.5 years, 7.5, what was the average, and that means mean, yearly growth rate in height of the tree? So here I got this 40.5 or 40 and a half. That was the height of the tree, and it grew in 7.5 years up to 57.0 feet. If I subtract that, and let me borrow one from this, make that 6, borrow one, 5.61. So I have 16.5. That's what it grew in 7.5 years. So we want to find the average growth. So I'm going to take the 16.5 and divide that by 7.5. And let me get my calculator, because I remember I have a tool. So let's get it. 16.5 divided by 7.5 will give me the growth. So let's pause for a second. All right, so I get 2.2. And that would be my answer, 2.2 feet per year. So that would be the growth. So use your tools, like I said before. So I hope you do well on this test. Good luck. And if you have questions, write me. Email robinsonmath@aol.com, drobinson@peakskillscsd.org. So please let me know if these videos are helping you, and I'll keep trying to make more for you. Enjoy your test. Good luck.